Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be on the bus, driving a bus in Berlin. This is going to be the line 100, and without further ado, we'll just get straight into it because we are going to be late if not. So let's get the doors closed, passengers already boarded, save for some time. And yes, so let's do mirrors and signal, and then parking brake off. Wheels needing to be in the correct gear, of course. There we go. And of course the red light shows as we get there. Awesome. So this is an automatic bus. This is the VDL Citea. And we're going to be driving this today on the Route 100 all the way down to the zoo, as it were. But here we are. This is the most recent bus to release to this game, I think. Of course, it's still in early access for those of you who don't know. Yeah, we haven't been on it in a while. I can't even remember if I had done a video on this bus. So yeah, we're doing it now. It's going to be so much fun. Trying to keep into the lane because it is a sharp lane for a bus. I can't lie. We need to signal into here, so we're going to do that. Check if I'm not too close to the pavement. And parking brake on and doors released. You want a ticket, so single ticket Berlin AB. Berlin AB, single ticket, you pay in cash. Thank you very much. I'm just going to signal out, move forward a bit, and move so to the right slightly, left even, sorry, and yeah. We're going to turn the signal off now. Got some tram signals, I think. Or was that cycle signals? I can't remember. But the white traffic light next to the traffic block for the cars. If you're going in that lane, sure. I'm getting through before you. Because I'm a bus and I'm bigger. 50 kilometers now, just need to get our foot down. We couldn't have stopped if safely there because I didn't realise it in time. So it was better that I just went straight through that light. Signalling left to come out of the bus lane because it ends nice and in time, making sure we don't put anyone. Keep checking that one. Signalling into the bus, but not too early because there was a junction there. We could have been turning right there, so we did it in time for the bus stop, not before. That would be a misleading signal.
Morgen.
You want a 24-hour ticket, Berlin AB, which I think was already selected, and you're paying by card because you're on the phone. So, happy Christmas, there's your ticket, goodbye. No one's wanted to come off yet, which is good because I haven't turned door mirrors and signal, don't need to come out of this lane, so there's no reason to wait for anyone. Just make sure we signal so that people are aware we are coming out. I don't know how to make this bus lane tight. I mean, I'm only a bloody bus. And I'm pretty sure this is our first video on the bus on the Logitech G923 wheel. Because previously I was on the Thrustmaster T128, which wasn't a bad wheel by any means. It's certainly not what I'd recommend for those wanting to spend a lot of money on a wheel. did only cost about £170. But generally it didn't break. I used it for a year, it didn't break. I had no issues with it. It was absolutely fine. But I will have to admit, the G923 definitely is noticeably better.
Ich benötige ein Ticket.
So, yeah, that's something to think about. The T128 only had 2 pedals and was only, could only be used for automatic or manual without the clutch. Whereas the G923, which is what I'm using now, that has 3 pedals. They're good quality, they're metal, they've got springs to react to forces and the pedals to make them more realistic. You know, they're just much more realistic overall. And I think that's what makes it so much more immersive. So yeah, I do definitely recommend spending the extra on wheel if you want a manual. If you want an automatic, it doesn't matter so much because you're going to be using 2 pedals anyway. But if you do want that manual, I'd definitely recommend going for a more expensive wheel for the 3 pedals out of the box. You can upgrade the pedals on Thrustmaster ones, but I don't recommend it because the wheels aren't the best quality. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd much prefer a better quality wheel overall if I could afford it. Even if you couldn't afford it, then the T128 it's certainly no slouch if you don't have much to spend on a wheel. If you've got a budget of no more than £200, I'd definitely go for the T128 over anything else because, yeah, at least new. If you're going for second hand, that might be a different story. Then in that case, I'd ask you to look for a G920 or G29, which are Logitech's older offerings, because they have the same pedals. Not as good forces to the realism to them, but they do have the metal pedals nevertheless. So yeah, there's that as well. I mean, yeah, you know, it's up to you overall as well.
Moin, ich brauche einen Fahrschein. Kann ich das mit meinem Handy bezahlen?
You know, we all have different needs, different wants, so, you know, it is up to the buyer at the end of the day. If you're asking me, I'd definitely say spend the extra. It's definitely worth it. Bus lane now. Plus the pedals on the T128 were plastic, so there was no doubt that they were going to break at some point. They haven't broken yet though, so it does show that there could be a bit of resistance in there, like reliability in them. They may look cheap, but who knows, the material may actually not be easily breakable, which at the end of the day is great, you know?
S- und U-Bahnhof Brandenburger Tor.
Yeah, after my year of use with it, they haven't broken, nothing's been, nothing degraded. It's just been as if it was the brand new product. So I don't really have any regrets on the wheel itself. It's just this. I wanted to use a manual at one point. In the games that support manual, of course this game and other bus games don't support manual because most buses these days are automatic indeed. So it doesn't really make much difference in the case of buses and stuff, but when I want to like drive BMG Drive, I want to drive manual. Forza Horizon, I want to drive manual with clutch. So I just thought one day I'm just going to go get the new wheel. I'm keeping the T128 because it still works absolutely fine. It was a great wheel for the price anyway, but you couldn't get anything more for your money. The price for the wheel was great. I can't joke with you there. Are you cash? promise you. I can't joke with you. It's literally a decent wheel in itself. So yeah, I mean, if you genuinely can't get to the prices of Logitech wheels new and you don't want to go second hand, then I definitely recommend T128. Absolutely. But Logitech's price to performance is much better as Thrustmasters. Because you'll find that Thrustmaster's offerings at the prices of the G923 and stuff, they are a lot cheaper. You don't get as much for your money, though they are more customizable. Like, you can add more, you can add pedals and stuff, like metal pedals, but that's extra money, you know. Whereas in the Logitech, you get it all out of the box. Sure, the forces might not be as good, but at the end of the day, getting out of the box, you know, the quality you know is going to be reliable and good. So, you know, it's like no-brainer to go for Logitech if you're at the Logitech price points. G920 and the G29 are the cheaper offerings. Those are usually about 230 quid new. Maximum of 250 quid, I believe. So if you can, get one of them, and if not, if you can stretch the extra though, get the G923. It has slightly better pedals, and it's just a new model, so it makes sense to sort of like ensure you're going to be good for a few years. You know, if you want it to last, I think it's just better to go for the newer model if it's not insanely much more than the older models. But of course, if you can't stretch to it, get the older models. There's nothing wrong with the older models at all. They are just as good. Maybe not just as good, but they are. There's nothing wrong with them, is all I'm saying. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. So yeah, you know, it's a no-brainer. But I can tell you the G923 is awesome. I got the PlayStation and PC version. Basically what that means is it can't be used on an Xbox, but it can be used on PC and PlayStation. PlayStation 4 and 5 are compatible. Unfortunately, not the 3, but the 2 or the 1, if any games on there were supporting wheels anyway. But nevertheless, it's a good wheel for the platforms you can use it on. There is also an Xbox and PC version, which is the opposite. You can use it on Xbox and PC instead of PlayStation, which you'll have to just figure out if you get the Xbox version. Personally, I got the PC and PlayStation version because I have a PS5, main reason. Second reason is I have an Xbox, but I don't need a wheel on the Xbox. Any game that I use a wheel on, which could be on Xbox, the game is most likely going to be on PC anyway. So it was no brainer just to get the PlayStation PC version instead, because at least I can play any game now on the wheel. The only downside is I can't play it on the Xbox, I've got to play it on the PC. But there's nothing wrong with that really, because most of the Dragon games I play, I'd rather play on PC anyway. So it's just like, there's not really much point in getting the Xbox version and then even the PlayStation. Like, I can't use anything on PlayStation. Some games on PlayStation which you can use wheel for aren't on PC. So it's like, like for example Gran Turismo, that's not on PC, and I want to use that on a wheel. Well, I'm stuck if you've got the Xbox version, I use it. So it was a no-brainer for me to get that version. But realistically, whichever version you get is going to be compatible on PC either way. It's just the console choice which will be different. So if you are a console player, make sure you get the console that you're playing on, or the console you'd favour. Fortunately, there isn't any which are cross-compatible with every platform, but there are like splitter things I believe you can get which make it compatible on the other platform, though those do cost another 100 odd quid I think. So yeah, definitely not the most value option, but the option is there if you do want to do that and have a cross-platform option. But generally, go for the platform you're going to be prioritising, making life so much easier for yourself. Anyways, enough about wheels. I've been blabbering on about that. It's all gibberish to you, probably. More about the game. So, now I'm on this newer computer. I haven't really run the bus on it or video much, so I haven't talked about this yet. Even though I've had the computer for a good 6 months now. But basically, instead of running this at 1440p high settings on like I was on the old 3060 Ti PC, I'm now running this at 4K high settings on my new PC. So the video will be available in true 4K. At least it should be, providing everything goes well with the upload. And yeah, so you'll be able to watch this in full 4K, providing your computer or device and screen can handle it, or supports it, should I say. Freaking out, you came up to me really fast, even though I was probably about the same speed, but you know. You would have thought one of us would be right there, wouldn't you? It's very tight with this part. Now we need to turn right, so I'm going to keep it this left-hand lane. We want to turn left. And we want to be. It's because I'm used to driving in the UK, right? So I'm getting my lefts and my rights mixed up based on where I am in the road. But yeah, this game, it's quite hard to run generally, so you know, running this at 4K isn't easy, even on a £2,000 PC that I have. So don't expect insane levels of performance at all. Front door wasn't opening there, right? No one's getting on, so maybe that's the point. Who knows? It's all in German, by the way, because we are in Berlin, of course. Can't wait for UK maps on this game. It would be awesome to get UK maps. Absolutely awesome.
Guten Morgen.
And we are turning right here on the roundabout.
Moin.
I really have misplayed this game. I've been on too much OMSI. Coming to this, it's just like it's a whole new dimension. Like the graphics on this and the performance is just so much better to OMSI. Absolutely insanity in better performance. Let's go. It's quite a tight lane here. Which lane do I want to be in? This one? This one? Make sure I'm not going to cut anyone out before I'm in there. This is an awfully large roundabout. This is the largest I've ever seen. Don't want to be turning that way. Stop going to this lane. It's so confusing what lane you need to be in roundabouts. They just go all over the place. Especially in a country you're not really familiar with. It's just annoying. I do like the car models in this game. While they're not realistic branded, they are decent enough, at least. I'm going to move into this lane now. The right hand lane. Just exiting around about. Turns into 3 lanes, but there's only 2 lanes to exit. How does that make any sense? I have got my frames capped to 60, but I'll admit it doesn't stay at 60 because it is quite hard to run. And there's a few different reasons for that. One reason is it's in early access. Performance is actually not at how it's meant to be. It's not at its best, so it doesn't really replicate what your computer can handle, it just replicates what the game can handle, really. Another thing is this GPU isn't marketed for 4K. It is marketed for 1440p, but as any company, graphics card brand would tell you, AMD, Nvidia, they'd say a graphics card made for 1440p, but really it can handle 4K. It's just not going to get you the high refresh rates in most games. Some games maybe, like Valorant, but most games like this, you're not going to get 100 frames in it, unlike a 4090 would be like, which is marketed for 4K. But generally, I don't listen to the marketing. Often they're just trying to sell you overpriced GPUs for what you're wanting, so do make sure you look into performance of what your GPU can handle before you buy. Because trust me, you could save yourself a lot of money that way. I mean, personally, as long as I can get 30 plus FPS constantly on a game like this, on a simulator, I'm happy. I prefer 60, but if I can get 30 plus solid all the time, I'm happy. If it gets lower than 30, then I will get to a point where I'm like, I wish I went for the extra power GPU. But this one has not been a slouch in any game. I've been able to run it at 4K, 40p, whatever resolution I wanted, and get a good 30 to 60 frame experience in any game that I've played. So for that, I'm happy.
Moin, ich benötige ein Ticket.
€10 for 380, that should be illegal. €10, so you've given me €10. Jesus Christ, you're gonna want 6. You wanna want 987. Oh, it's 620. There you go. Well, let's go. But yeah, definitely just look on YouTube about performance on the GPUs you're looking at. Generally, most 1440p and 1080p GPUs aren't much money. You can get a good 1440p, 1080p GPU for quite a low cost. You're not looking at any more than 500 quid usually, unless you wanted to go NVIDIA, which might be a different story. But you know, NVIDIA you might be looking at £600 tops, but you know, that's just NVIDIA. Pricing is not great on NVIDIA side. If you want value, go for AMD. If you want something specific, like DLSS or ray tracing, better ray tracing, NVIDIA would be the option to go for. But if you just want the pure value for money, something that's going to last, go for AMD all the day, every night of the day, you know, all night, all day. Go AMD, because it's just so much more better value for the money you're going to be paying. Anyways, here we are.
Moin.
Hallo, moin.
Ein Fahrschein bitte.
You've paid me £5. So you want 20p change, 20 cents, 24 hour to get AB. Cash. There you go, sir. Doors closed. Doors closed. Park brake off. It's showing on our intentions. And let's move off. Staying in our bus lane.
Schildstraße.
Showing we stop for the red light. I mean, the horn on this is a bit. It's interesting. I don't really like it though. The horn. Come Come on, there's nothing coming. Let's through. Yeah, do let me know if you have played this game, or if you're thinking about getting this game. I admit, do make sure your computer can run it, because it's not easy to run. I'll tell you that. Turning right here. Take it slow. Yeah. Brake. Open the doors.
Hi.
Hallo.
Brake off, showing our intentions. Let's go. No more bus lane now, so I've got to stick to the old car lanes, or normal lane should I say. 50 now.
Bayreutherstraße.
It's nice and sunny in Berlin today. Nice to see. Signal right to the bus stop. Should check my mirrors, but it's quite annoying to move the mouse all the time, so I tend not to do it in the games. I should do, but you know, it's not as if there is any bikes in the game, so you know, can't really cover them if they're not there. Cars though, that's something. There are cars in the game. Do you really need to signal when you're in a bus lane? I don't. Yeah. Who knows? But it's better to do it than not. Should be break time. Awesome. Slightly late now. I suppose when you're in a city, how often are you going to be early or on time because of all the traffic going on? I suppose there is that going for us. Should go green for us in a moment. There we go. Now we have a bus lane, so let's stick to that. A general rule, if you don't want to look into the mirror nearest to the curb, is to just have a look at the mirror nearest to you and try and keep yourself as close to the line, but not go over the line as possible. Because if you do that, then the chances are you're not going to be near the curb or going to be hitting the curb, because at the end of the day you shouldn't be coming out your lane, so you know, general rule, that should work. Although if you are in a larger vehicle then this might not work, because some larger vehicles do have to cross lanes because they're too big to stick in their own lane, and in that case that's fair enough. So if you're in a bus or something, then don't take that for granted, because it may not always work, but generally it does work. In a car, it definitely work. In any car, that is usually, unless it's a massive car, which I've not heard of, to be honest. So yeah. Just keep it there. Let's go. It's an awesome game, though. If you like your buses, especially if you like Berlin, there you go, perfect game. There are going to be UK maps coming eventually when modding happens, just like OMSI. I'm hoping it's just going to replace OMSI altogether. That way we can just have good performance all around. Say that some people's computers won't be powerful enough, but generally, once people get their upgrades, it will just be a nice, good game. There's certainly when there's been performance optimizations, it'll be even better. It isn't the horrible now, it's better than OMSI altogether. It's been better than OMSI since launch, I think, so that, well done TMN. Is this the end of the route? Yes, it is. It's the end of the route. Been blabbering away that much. We're already here. Would you look at that? Freaking heck. Anyways, well, I mean, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the ride and listened to me gabbling on about stuff which doesn't make any sense. But nevertheless, we're here. There's a lovely old train up there. Love to see it. Get some welly into it. Just lane, just showing our intentions. Terminus. Here. Move along a bit further. Just there. Why is there a cycle lane in the bus lane? No idea. Well, here we are. That is the route. As it will say, route complete. Thank you very much, game. Let's carry on in the freeway. Let's stick the bus into neutral. That's possible. Thank you very much. Neutral. Stop brake. And the engine will come off now. We'll put the hazards on there. And the engine can come off. Just stick the ignition, not the engine. To make sure everyone knows what we're doing here. So yeah, that is it. Let's get out of the bus. Here we are. This is what we have been driving. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed this. If you have, then I'm happy for you. So yeah, do let me know if you are going to pick up this game. And thanks for watching. And let me know if you want to see more of the bus. And also let me know if you liked the commentary on it. Yeah, that's another thing. Without further ado, thanks for watching. See ya.